Asterisk I was carving the Thanksgiving turkey when the doorbell rang, and my dad's secret family, his mistress, and two kids walked into our dining room. My mom dropped her wine glass. It shattered. My little brother, Tim, gasped. I stood there, knife in hand, staring at strangers who claimed to be family. My dad, pale as a ghost, muttered, I can explain. Explain. My world just imploded. I'm Jess, 29, living in Spokane, Washington. Thanksgiving was always our thing. Mom's mashed potatoes, my cranberry sauce, Dad's bad jokes. We'd gather in our cozy ranch house, string lights on the porch, and play board games until midnight. This year felt special. Dad had been distant, working late at his accounting firm, but he promised to be home early. I thought he was stressed. Turns out, he was hiding a double life. I spent all morning prepping. The table was set with Mom's vintage plates. Tim, 16, was seeking rolls, grinning. Mom hummed in the kitchen, happy for once. Dad was late, but that wasn't new. He'd been at the office a lot lately. I should have noticed the signs, his hushed phone calls, the new cologne, the way he dodged questions, but I trusted him. He was my hero, or used to be. The doorbell chimed at 6 p.m. I figured it was Aunt Clara, always late with her weird Jell-O salad. Instead, a woman with red lipstick and a tight dress stood there, holding hands with a boy and girl. Maybe 8 and 10. Hi, Jess, she said, like we were friends. I'm Dana. These are Leo and Mia. Your dad invited us. My stomach dropped. Mom appeared behind me, confused. Who are you? She asked. Dad rushed in from the garage, his tie loose. Jess, Karen. I meant to tell you. His voice cracked. Tell us what? That he had another family. Dana smiled, oblivious. We're so excited to join you. Join us for Thanksgiving. I felt sick. Tim whispered. What's happening? Mom's face went blank, like she'd been slapped. The kids looked nervous, clutching Dana's hands. I wanted to scream. I pulled Dad into the kitchen. What is this? I hissed. He rubbed his neck, avoiding my eyes. Dana and I. It's been 2 years. I didn't know how to tell you. 2 years. He'd been lying while we planned family vacations, while I bragged about his perfect dad award at work. My hands shook. Should I throw him out, protect Mom? I didn't know what to do. Back in the dining room, Mom was eerily calm, offering Dana a seat. Please join us, she said, her voice cold. Dana sat, oblivious, chatting about her kids. School. Leo stared at the turkey, hungry. Mia hid behind her mom. Tim looked at me, eyes wide, begging for answers. I wanted to flip the table, but Mom's grip on my arm stopped me. Not now, she whispered. I sat numb as Dana passed the potatoes. Dad avoided my gaze. The room felt like a bomb about to explode. My phone buzzed, him texting under the table. This is insane. What do we do? I didn't know. Confronting Dad in front of everyone might break Mom. Letting them stay felt like betrayal. But kicking them out, those kids looked innocent. My head spun. What would you do? Stuck at a table with your dad's secret family staring at you. Asterisk. The turkey sat and touched, mocking us. Dana's voice grated as she chirped about her kids' soccer games. Mom's smile was a tightrope, ready to snap. I gripped my fork, imagining it as a weapon. Dad stared at his plate, silent. Tim kept texting. Maeve, this is a nightmare. Say something. I wanted to. But what? Yell at Dad, at Dana. Those kids, Leo and Mia, didn't deserve my rage. I excused myself to the kitchen, needing air. My hands shook as I leaned against the counter. 2 years. Dad had been living a lie for 2 years. Family vacations, my college graduation, he was with us, but also with them. How? I checked my phone. Tim's texts piled up. Mom's gonna lose it. Do something, Jess. I peeked out. Mom was refilling Dana's wine, her hands steady but her eyes hollow. Back at the table, Dana was oblivious, praising Mom's decor. Karen, your home is so warm. Mom nodded, her voice icy. Thank you. It's been ours for 30 years. Dana flinched, finally sensing the tension. Leo asked, can I have some turkey? I cut him a slice, my heart twisting. He was just a kid, caught in this mess. Mia whispered something to Dana, who shushed her. The room felt like a pressure cooker. Then Tim broke. So, Dad, when were you gonna tell us about your other family? His voice cracked, loud enough for neighbors to hear. Silence crashed down. Dana's smile froze. Dad's fork clattered. Mom's eyes met mine, pleading for me to stay calm. I couldn't. Yeah, Dad, I said, my voice sharp. When? Before or after dessert? Dana gasped. This isn't how we wanted you to find out. Find out, I snapped. You crashed our Thanksgiving. Dana looked at Dad, expecting backup. He mumbled. I thought we could talk. Talk, now, I laughed, bitter. Mom stood, her chair scraping. Talk, you've had yours, Greg. Her voice was a blade. Dana's eyes widened. Greg said you were separated. Separated. Mom and I stared at Dad. He shrank in his seat. Caught. I wanted to throw the turkey at him. Instead, I grabbed my phone, opened our family group chat: cousins, aunts, Uncle Mike. Dad's got a secret family. They're here now. I hit send. Tim's eyes widened. Yes, you didn't. I did. Within minutes, my phone buzzed. Cousin Lisa, on my way. Uncle Mike, that bastard. Mom saw my screen and nodded. A spark in her eyes. She was done playing nice. Dana tried to salvage things. We didn't mean to hurt anyone. Greg said. Mom cut her off. Greg lied. To all of us. Leo and Mia looked scared, huddling closer to Dana. My anger faltered. They were victims too. But Dad, he sat there, silent, letting us tear each other apart. I wanted to scream, to demand answers. Why us? Why now? But the doorbell rang. Lisa burst in, eyes blazing. Greg, you've got some nerve. The room erupted. Lisa yelled at Dad. Dana tried to defend him. Mom poured more wine, her hands shaking. Now, Tim whispered, this is like a bad movie. I felt trapped. Should I kick them all out, protect Mom, save the kids from this chaos? My head pounded. What would you do? Watching your family unravel as strangers sit at your table, pretending they belong, asterisk. Lisa's voice cut through the chaos like a siren. Greg, you thought you could sneak a second family in here and what? We'd just eat pie together. Dad's face was gray, his mouth opening and closing like a fish. Dana clutched Leo and Mia, her eyes darting to the door. Mom slammed her wine glass down, the sound sharp. I stood frozen, my heart racing. This was my family, imploding in real time. Lisa stormed toward Dad, her finger jabbing the air. You lied to Karen for years. You lied to Jess and Tim. Dana tried to interrupt. We didn't mean. But Lisa shut her down. You don't get to talk. Guests, our cousins, Uncle Mike, even nosy Aunt Clara started piling in, drawn by the group chat. The dining room felt like a courtroom, and Dad was on trial. I wanted to cheer. I wanted to cry. Mom spoke, her voice low but deadly. Greg, how long did you think you could hide this? Dad stammered. Karen, I was going to tell you. Tell her. When? After 30 years of marriage. I couldn't stay silent. You invited them to our Thanksgiving, Dad. Our house. My voice shook. Tim nodded, his fists clenched. Dana whispered to her kids, it's okay. But Mia's eyes were wet. And Leo looked lost. Uncle Mike, all 6 of him, loomed over Dad. You've got 5 minutes to explain before I drag you out. Dad's shoulders slumped. It started as a mistake, he said. A mistake. 2 years, 2 kids, a whole other life was no mistake. Dana jumped in. He said you were done, Karen. He said you didn't love him anymore. Mom laughed. Brittle sound. I loved him every day. I felt sick. Dad had painted Mom as the villain to justify his lies. I grabbed Tim's hand under the table, grounding myself. Cousin Lisa was still raging. You don't get to ruin their lives, Greg. Aunt Clara, usually clueless, chimed in. This is worse than my soap operas. The room buzzed anger, shock, betrayal. Dana tried to stand, pulling her kids. We should go. But Mom stopped her. No, stay. He brought you here. Let's hear it all. Dad's story spilled out, pathetic and jagged. He met Dana at a work conference. One night turned into an affair. Then kids. He swore he meant to fix it. Fix it. My blood boiled. I wanted to throw the cranberry sauce at him. Tim whispered, he's disgusting. I nodded, but my eyes kept drifting to Leo and Mia. They weren't to blame. Yet here they were, caught in Dad's mess. The doorbell rang again. More cousins. No, it was our neighbor, Mrs. Larson. Holding a pie, clueless about the drama. Happy Thanksgiving, she chirped, then froze, sensing the tension. Mom waved her in, her voice eerily calm. Join us, Ellen. You might as well hear this too. The room was a circus family. Strangers, neighbors, all staring at Dad. I felt like I was drowning. Should I scream at him? Comfort Mom, shield those kids. What would you do, watching your dad's lies unravel while the whole family judges him? Asterisk. Mrs. Larson's pie hit the table with a thud, her eyes wide as she scanned the room. Dad's secret family. My mom's icy stare. Lisa's rage. It was chaos. I wanted to scream, to make it stop. Tim kicked my shin under the table, hissing. Jess, do something. But what? My family was a house fire, and I was holding a teaspoon of water. Dad just sat there, head bowed, a coward. Mom turned to Dana, her voice sharp as glass. Did you know he was married? That he had us? Dana's lips trembled. He said you were separated, that you didn't care. Mom's laugh was a knife. I cared. Every day for 30 years. Dana's face crumpled, but I felt no pity. She'd walked into our home, sat at our table, acted like she belonged. Leo and Mia clung to her. Scared. My heart ached for them. Uncle Mike grabbed Dad's arm. Get up, Greg. Explain yourself outside. Dad didn't move. Please, Heron. I didn't mean for this, Mom cut him off. You meant every choice you made. Her words landed like punches. I'd never seen her so strong, so broken. Cousin Lisa chimed in. You don't get to play victim. Greg. The room buzzed, cousins muttering, and Clara whispering too. Mrs. Larson. It was a circus, and I was trapped in the ring. I stood, my chair scraping. Enough, everyone froze. My voice shook, but I couldn't stay silent. Dad, you did this. You brought them here. You lied to all of us. I turned to Dana. And did you really think this was okay? Dana sobbed. I thought. He loved us, loved them. What about us? Tim's eyes were red, his fists tight. Mom reached for my hand, squeezing hard. Then Mia, the little girl, spoke, her voice tiny. Are you my sister? My breath caught. Her big eyes searched mine, innocent, confused. I didn't know what to say. Was I? The room went quiet. Even Lisa held her tongue. I knelt beside Mia. I don't know, sweetie. Her lip quivered. Leo tugged her sleeve, whispering, don't cry. I wanted to hug them, to scream at Dad, to run all at once. Mom stood, her voice steady now. Dana, take your kids and leave. This isn't their fault, but you don't belong here. Dana nodded. Tears streaming, and gathered Leo and Mia. Dad reached for her, but Uncle Mike blocked him. Don't even try, Greg. As Dana hurried out, Mia looked back at me, her eyes pleading. My chest tightened. They were victims too. But this was our home, our pain. The door closed. Silence choked the room. Mom turned to Dad. Pack a bag. You're done here. He opened his mouth, but no words came. Tim stood, yelling, you ruined everything. I grabbed him, pulling him close. My phone buzzed, more cousins texting, demanding updates. The turkey sat cold, the lights dim. What would you do? Staring at your dad, knowing he shattered your family in one night. Asterisk. Dad stood, his hands shaking, as Mom's words echoed, you're done here. The dining room felt like a graveyard, our family's warmth buried under his lies. Tim's sobs broke the silence. Ryan jagged. I held him, my own eyes burning. Uncle Mike loomed over Dad, growling, move. Greg, now. Lisa nodded, her arms crossed. Even Mrs. Larson, pie forgotten, stared daggers. I wanted to erase this night, but I see you all in single quotes. Dad shuffled toward the hall, mumbling, I'm sorry, Karen, Jess, Tim. Sorry. That word felt like spit in my face. 30 years with Mom, my entire life, Tim's childhood all tainted by his double life. I followed him, my voice low. Why, Dad? Why'd you do this? He stopped, head down. I was lonely. Dana. She made me feel alive. Alive. What were we? Dead weight. Mom overheard, her face crumpling. Lonely. I gave you everything. Her voice cracked. And I saw the woman who tucked me in, who danced with Dad at my graduation. Break. Tim pulled away from me, yelling, you're a liar. He grabbed a roll and threw it, hitting Dad's chest. It was absurd, almost funny, but no one laughed. Aunt Clara whispered, this is worse than my divorce. I wanted to smash every plate on the table. But Mom needed me. I took her hand. We're enough, Mom. We always were. She nodded, tears spilling, but her grip was fierce. Lisa stepped in, her voice softer now. Jess, let's get him out. Uncle Mike was already pushing Dad toward the bedroom. Pack fast. Greg, you're not welcome here. Dad didn't fight. He looked small, defeated. Back in the dining room, Mrs. Larson tried to help, clearing plates nervously. I'll just tidy up. I shook my head. Leave it, Helen, please. She nodded. Retreating with her pie, Cousin Lisa started texting, updating the family chat. Greg's leaving. Karen's a queen. I almost smiled. Tim sat, hat in his hands. What happens now, Jess? I didn't know. Our family was a puzzle with missing pieces. Then my phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. Jess, it's Dana. I'm sorry. I didn't know he lied. My stomach twisted. Was she telling the truth? Did it matter? I didn't reply. Mom saw my screen and sighed. She's not the enemy, Jess. He is. Her strength stunned me. How? Was she holding it together? I wanted to scream for her, for us, but her calm kept me grounded. Dad reappeared, a duffel bag in hand. The room went still. I'll go to a hotel, he said, voice flat. Tim glared. Good. Mom didn't look at him. Don't come back, she said. Uncle Mike escorted him out. The door slamming like a gunshot. Silence settled, heavy and final. We were free, but broken. What would you do, watching your dad walk out, leaving your family to pick up the pieces? Asterisk. The door's slam echoed like a final nail in Dad's coffin. Mom sank into a chair, her strength crumbling. Tim stared at the floor, his anger spent. Lisa hugged me, whispering, You're tougher than I thought, Jess. I didn't feel tough. I felt hollow, like our family's car had been scooped out. The turkey sat cold, a sad centerpiece for a ruined Thanksgiving. What now? I had no answers. Uncle Mike returned, his face grim. He's gone. Checked into the Motel 6. Good. Let him wallow. Mom looked at me, her eyes red but clear. We'll be okay, she said, more to herself than us. Tim scoffed. Will we? I got it. His world was shattered at 16. Mine was too, at 29, but Mom's quiet resolve lit a spark. We had to keep going. Lisa grabbed the wine, pouring glasses for everyone, even Tim. One sip, she warned him. He rolled his eyes but took it. And Clara, still clutching her purse, said, Karen, you're stronger than I ever was. Mom gave a small smile. I don't have a choice. That hit me. She was right. We didn't choose this mess, but we choose what came next. I looked at the table, Mom's vintage plates, my cranberry sauce, Tim's half-eaten roll. This was our home, not Dad's stage for lies. I stood, my voice shaky but firm. Let's eat. Tim frowned. Seriously, I nodded. He doesn't get to ruin this too. Mom's eyes glistened, and she reached for the carving knife. Jess is right. Let's do this. We passed plates. The clatter breaking the silence. Lisa told a dumb story about her dog, making Tim smirk. Uncle Mike piled mashed potatoes high, muttering about kicking Greg's ass later. Even Mrs. Larson, who'd lingered awkwardly, joined in. Her pie finally cut. It wasn't normal, nothing would be, but it was ours. We laughed, we ate, we reclaimed the night. Later, I stepped outside, needing air. The porch lights glowed, a reminder of better Thanksgivings. My phone buzzed again. Dana, can we talk? For the kids. I stared at the message. Leo and Mia's faces flashed in my mind. They weren't my enemy, but could I face them? Forgive her? I didn't know. I typed, not now, and hit send, maybe someday, but not tonight. Inside, Mom was clearing plates, Tim helping without complaint. Lisa caught my eye, nodding like she knew I'd carried us through. I hadn't. Mom had. Her strength, her refusal to break, was our glue. We'd rebuild, not for Dad, but for us. The future felt shaky, but we'd face it together. What would you do? Staring at a broken family, choosing to fight for a new start. Asterisk.
That's the end of today's story. Did things turn out the way you thought? Or were there some surprises along the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't joined the community yet, now's the perfect time. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always the first to catch new stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.